everyone, welcome to Data Appreciation on Channel, and we'll be doing a Google Skills Code Lab titled Cloud Storage, Quick Start, CLI SDK. This is GSP074. So, cloud storage allows worldwide storage and retrieval of any amount of data at any time. You can use cloud storage for a range of scenarios, including saving website content, storing data for archival, and data recovery, or distributing large data sets to users through direct download. So in this hands-on lab, we learn how to create a storage bucket, upload objects to it, create folders and subfolders in it, or make objects publicly accessible using the Google Cloud command line. So the 4 points here, which are also written as the tags on the side, and we have 8 tags. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to create a bucket. We're going to upload an object into your bucket. We're going to download an object from our bucket. We're going to copy an object to a folder in the bucket. We're going to list contents of the bucket or the folder. We're going to list details for an object. We're going to make our object publicly accessible. And then finally, we remove public access. So before we click on the start button here, the instructions, remember you have to start the lab. And when we open our cloud console, we'll open it in incognito, which is what is written here. It has to be in incognito mode. And remember, we'll be giving our username and our password to sign in once we start our lab. So let's go over a bit of what we're going to have. So remember, when we are connected and already authenticated, our project is set to our project ID, and we'll see it this way on the Google Cloud console. So to be sure, we would run the gcloud authorization lead. So let us start our lab. So once our start lab is up and running, we would next click on the open the Google Cloud console in incognito. So we're opening it now in incognito mode. So we authenticated, and here would agree, welcoming us to our new account for the lab. Would agree to the terms and continue. So we can see our Cloud Hub. Now we're going to activate our Cloud Shell. So we'll continue. We'll also authorize our Cloud Shell to continue with us. So we're starting our Cloud Shell. So next, we'll here we're told activate the Cloud Shell. We've done this. We're now going to click through the following windows. So we've done the authorization. So we can see our project ID as this here. So we'll increase the font here. Let's increase our text size to medium. So we can see our project ID. Now what we'll do next is we'll check our authorization list. So we can see we're authorized. So we'll see in the output is here, active account, student, set the active account run. So we've done this. So let us list our project. Our project is listed. You can see it F12 at the end. So now we'll set our region. So region is important because resources are located by region. So we can also see our quota too is also affected by region. So we'll copy all of this and change to US Central 1. So US Central 1 seems to have a high number of resources quota. So updated our region. So next we'll go to our first task, which is to create a bucket. So in this lab, we'll use the gcloud storage command so we can see references for the gcloud storage command. Let's save this. Let's save it here. Collections. So remember there's nomenclature and bucket naming rules. So there are bucket naming rules, and remember we shouldn't include sensitive information. Our bucket names must contain only lowercase numbers and dashes. Our bucket names must start and end with a number or letter. Our bucket names must contain 3 to 63 characters, and names containing dots can contain up to 222 characters. So we have all of this. So what we'll do next is to make bucket, which is bucket create command to make a bucket replacing our bucket name with a unique name that follows the bucket naming rules. So the rules are here. So let's create a rule. Let's name it. So let's just yeah, change it to be my name. Then so this command is creating a bucket default setting. To see those default settings, use the cloud console, then click on your bucket name, then click on configuration tab. So let's see. Okay, so I think we shouldn't have the dash, we should have the underscore. So I think that's where I made a mistake. So let's save it again. Then we have the underscore. Let's syntax error near unexpected token new line. Shouldn't have this error. Oh, oh. Please have this. So we take out the brackets. Okay, so we've created our bucket. So our bucket is created. Bucket name set invalid. So why is it invalid? What were the rules? Cannot contain the Google prefix. Cannot contain Google misspelled Google. Cannot represent IP address. Must contain 3 to 6 characters. Contain dots. Must contain only lowercase letters. Oh, let's go back. Create only lowercase. So let's delete all of this. Underscore data underscore appreciation. It's so we have followed the rules, so you can see just successfully created it without any error. So we now go back. So they said no, the bucket is already taken either by you, the command returns already exists. So ours doesn't exist. We've created our bucket. So let's check our progress to see if we created our storage bucket. So now we'll test our understanding. Below is a multiple choice question to reinforce our understanding of the lab's concept. Aside, each bucket has a default storage class, which you can specify when you create your bucket. So if you come here, we just created so it has a default storage class, which you can when you create a bucket. Let's read about this. When creating Google Cloud Storage Bucket, you can define a default storage class that applies to all objects added to it, ensuring efficient data management. Objects inherit this class unless specified otherwise. So the answer here is true, not false. Now we're going to upload an object into our bucket. And we're going to use the Cloud Shell to upload an object in the bucket. To download this image ada.jpg into our bucket, we enter the command into the Cloud Shell. So we're going to enter the command to the Cloud Shell, and we'll use the Google Cloud Storage CP, which is here, to upload the image from the location when you saved it to the bucket we created. So let's remember our bucket name is Shino underscore data underscore appreciation. We have file. So next we're going to take our file, we downloaded into the bucket. So I'll put it into our bucket. Our bucket name is so we're copying the file here and it hasn't copied. So next we'll see that the image loads into our bucket from the command line. We've just stored the object in our bucket. Now we can remove the downloaded image. So we can remove our image we downloaded. Now we're going to download an object from our bucket. So we're going to use the Google Cloud Storage CP command to download the image we stored in our bucket to Cloud Shell. Let's do that. Data appreciation. error or serve your argument if not reading parts from student. So let's check what this error means. So this error occurs when the Google Cloud Storage command is missing one or both of its required positional arguments, the source and destination. Ensure that the command follows the syntax, standard syntax. So let's go back. Google Start Storage CP data.jpg. So I think that's where our problem. Yeah. Okay. So I missed the last stop right here. So we've done that. So next, we've downloaded the image to our bucket. So now I'm going to copy an object to a folder in the bucket. We'll use the Google Cloud Storage CP command to create a folder named image folder and copy the object into it. So we'll copy this now into a new folder. So we're doing a change directory. So change this. So we're moving the direction which is placed in. Okay, so that has been done. So the image file has been copied to a new folder in our bucket. So let's check our project. So next task, we're going to list the contents of a bucket or folder. So we use the Google Cloud Storage ls command to list contents of the folder. So the ls is a bash command to list the contents of a directory. So we're going to now have in our so we can see we have one copy of header in the main bucket, and we have a copy. We have another folder called image folder. So that's everything currently in our bucket. Which is now we're going to list details for an object. So now we want to list the details, and we'll get the result like this. So let's copy this. Okay, so we have it listed out. So next, we're going to now make our object publicly accessible. So we use gcloud storage objects update command to grant all users read permission for the objects stored in the bucket. So copy this Yeah. So this is our IAM operation. So we have our directory name, underscore data, solution, and we're giving our entity all users and the role as a reader. So completed. So our image is now public and can be made available to anyone. So let us check our progress. So we want to validate that our image is publicly available. So we'll go to navigation, cloud storage, then we'll click on the name of our bucket. See our image in the public link box and click on copy URL and open URL in the browser tab. So let's do that now. So we go to navigation menu, cloud storage. Here's cloud storage. So let's buckets. And then you see that it down a bit. You see our buckets. Click on our buckets, which is this. Remember, we're looking at file folder, we're looking at live objects. So what we're directed to is we should see our image in the public link box. So go to click on the public link box. So say access granted to public principals. So we can copy the public URL, go to a new tab, paste, see it's publicly available. The next, what we do next, let's see. This is our object, is also our folder, same folder, same image. So you can see the same image is not public here, but on the main bucket, we made it publicly accessible. So now we're going to test our understanding. So we have a question to reinforce our understanding of the concept. So an access control list is a mechanism you can use to define who has access to your buckets and objects, which is true. So now we're going to remove our public access. To remove permission, we're going to use the command gcloud update, remove our buckets, bucket name, and remove all grants to all users. So let's go and do that. Put in our bucket name. It's you can see remove grant access hasn't completed. So we remove to verify. We click on the refresh button in the console, and the check mark will remove. So here, refresh here. Refresh. So you can see not public again. You see it here. Not having public access again, just like the one in the image folder. It's not having public access anymore. So what we'll do next to test our understanding. So we'll use a multiple choice question. So, so before we do that, we can now see that we can stop publicly sharing an object by removing the permission entry that has, by updating the storage class by removing project owner role. So, so remove all users. So next we'll go to the Google Cloud remove command to delete the object that the image file in our bucket. So hit it. You know, data appreciation. Created one over one. So when we refresh the console, the copy of the image is no longer stored in cloud storage, even though the copy we made in the folder still exists. So we refresh this, refresh, see it has been taken out already. So we created the bucket, we organized it, and we created folders and subfolders, then we uploaded objects to it, and we also made the objects in our bucket publicly accessible using the Cloud Shell. So thank you very much. And that's the end for this code lab on cloud storage, quick starts, command line interface, and SDK. Remember to end the lab, give action rating, and see you in the next video.